Happy New Year. This is Ashley the Wayward Stitcher, and I'm coming to you on January the 15th, 2022. I hope everyone has had a fantastic 2 weeks of the new year. My 2 weeks have been kind of boring and not really that eventful, but that's because us here in Ontario are under part of a lockdown again. Not allowed to go to the cinemas, can't go out to dinner, that kind of stuff. The usual, the things that kind of happen every couple months. Let me think. What else has gone on since I saw you guys last? I have a lot of new subscribers that have come over since I posted my whip parade, and I appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you here with me, and I hope that you continue to enjoy what you see on my channel. I'm really hoping this year that my channel can grow and be a little different to what it usually is. If I have gotten so creative that I've created a new intro to my videos, then you'll have seen that by now, obviously. That's something that I wanted to do this year, was kind of, you know, rehash my intro and make it a little nicer and more me. What else? I don't think, oh, an update on my cat that most of you know now is battling something. We're not still 100% sure what, but she is on B12 injections now, and those seem to have really helped her. She's doing a lot better. Her appetite is back to what is normal for her, and her, you know, litter box habits are pretty much back to normal as well. So that's really great. I'm really happy about that, because certain foods and medications and stuff weren't helping with that, but I think these injections that I give her every week are what's helping with that. So I'm very, very thankful that she seems to be on the mend, or we are just, you know, making things so that she's in a stable place and that we can just maintain her good health, or her health, with this new medication. So things on that front are pretty good. She does have an appointment on Tuesday for that, some extra blood work. So we'll, I guess, see whether these shots are actually helping with her organ functions and stuff like that. So we will see. Time will tell with that. But otherwise, I've been good. I've done a lot of stitching. I have 4 projects here to show you guys today for the past 2 weeks. Well, 2.5 maybe, I think. So why don't we just get started? I have a little bit of haul as well. And now I do want to touch on the haul a little bit later and talk about that when I show it. But firstly, and you're gonna have to apologize for any zipping and unzipping, I didn't do that ahead of time, I apologize, is my lovely Blue Jays by Riolis, which is the stitch along that I'm doing with Calico and Cat Talks. Those ladies have gone so much farther than I have with this project, and theirs looks amazing. I don't doubt that mine will look amazing when I'm finished as well, or get farther than I am, but this project right now has been put away so that I can focus on my Whip Go goals for the month. But I do have a decent start on it. And this is where I'm at. So a nice start on both of the birds. They're a little bit of the snowy background. And this project this week, or in the last 2 weeks since I started, has seen 509 stitches. So I'm being very good to count all of my stitches on everything that I work on, because as you might remember from when I spoke to you guys last, I am part of Dizzy Stitchers Facebook group called Dizzy's Stitchers, And in that group, we're doing an event that's called Travel the Coast of Australia in Stitches. And in that event, we are taking ourselves from town to town or from place to place and stitching the mileage. There's the mileage that gets converted into a stitch count, and you do that every day. And by the end of the event, you should have stitched all the stitches and traveled the coast of Australia. So that's really exciting, and some people are posting photos from places that they visited along that coastline, so it's kind of really interesting, and it's nice to see those photos and things. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, I know it's a little far behind. Some people can get a lot of stitching in a day, and some people not so much, but it's really, you know, some people are so far ahead that they've banked stitches for days when they don't stitch, so they still get their stitch count. It's great, and it's really helping to push me to stitch every day. I have the mileage posted in my stitching journal here, and every day that I cross them off, I check it off, or like every time that I've done an amount of stitches, I cross off the places that I've done. And as I'm behind, you know, when I stitch and I stitch more in one day than is necessary, I'll go back to the other days and be like, oh, well, I'll put these extra stitches from today onto this day, and then that's that day finished, and etc., etc. So I'm kind of like, I'm all over the place, but eventually I'll catch up, because there's some days here where you only need to do like 120 stitches or something, and that's fairly easy to get done if you've got, you know, an hour or two where you can sit and stitch and you're doing something that's got like big blocks of color or whatever. That's easy. So if you guys, I will post Darren's YouTube and his Facebook group links down below. And if you want to join the Facebook group, you just have to answer some questions to be let in. And that's that. And then you can find the event under, I think it's under past events, because it's an event that was like booked before the new year, so you'll have to go under past events to be able to track it down, but it's there. So that is my Blue Jay piece. And then before the new year started, and after I had filmed my last video, my boyfriend and I had taken a trip to go to the movies, and I brought a piece with me in the car. And that piece that I brought with me is my Sailor Venus figure by Abby Sue Designs on Etsy. I will link her shop below. She also is on Instagram, I believe. So I'll try to link both of those below. And not too much progress on her, but this is where I'm at. Excuse the wrinkles and the folded fabric. The amount of work that I stitched on her since last time you guys saw it is just the pale yellow in her hair. That's all I managed to do in the car. It's only a 45-minute drive, and unfortunately, stitching in the car can be a little tricky because, you know, the road's bumpy and you're trying to put your needle in the hole and you're like jumping along and you're like, darn it. So, you know, unless you're on a smooth stretch of highway, it's kind of hard to stitch. And my boyfriend has the habit of taking back roads when we go places, so you can just imagine the crazy, yeah. Anyway, and I just remember that I forgot to mention about the Blue Jays is that I'm all over with my stuff. I apologize. The Blue Jays is a stitch along that's being done on YouTube and Instagram, and the hashtag for that is #BlueJaySal. It's really simple. Pop that in if you want to join us. We'd love to have you. We have a lot of people joining in, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. You know, I forgot to bring my tablet with me, so I'll just have to insert a picture here. I meant to have the cover photo on me, but my next project that I'm going to be showing you guys today is my Quick Stitch Realm of Enchantment by Anne Stokes, obviously charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'll post a picture of that here. And this is where I am on it. I've gotten quite a bit done since the last time you guys saw it. I am kind of trying to pick one color and stitching throughout the page. And I'm starting kind of with the smaller colors, the lighter colors here to get this middle portion finished. And then I'll kind of work in along to fill in the rest of the page. Now this project, since you guys have seen it last, has gotten 1,776 stitches. And I do plan on, like I said, finishing this page up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and then maybe go across with it. I'm not 100% sure yet what I really want to do, but I think that's looking pretty great. A lot of work has gone into this, and it's crazy. I've been working on this project for quite a while, and it just really astounds me how much work Heaven and Earth designs really are. This is my first quick stitch, which is only a portion of what the regular chart would be. From what I understand, the normal chart for Realm of Enchantment has a lot more of the green background in it, whereas this one has a lot of the green background cut off, and it's just fitting in the unicorn and the fairy, and that's it. Which is nice, but it's still going to be a fairly large pattern. So this is going to be my largest Heaven and Earth. All my other Heaven and Earth designs that I'm stitching are minis. So yeah, this is going to take me quite a while, but I'm really hoping that I can get a page finished soon and really throw a lot of work into it this year and see some progress, maybe get 2 or 3 pages finished. This was the quick stitch Realm of Enchantment was a Whip Go goal for this month. It was square number 2, I think, because 2 and 19, I believe, were the ones that were called for this month. And my goal for that was to reach 1,000 stitches, which I was able to do no problem in just 2 weeks. So my other Whip Go goal I'll talk about in a moment, but what my plan is if I can reach my goal on my second piece for the month, I will pull the Realm of Enchantment back out and continue to work on that for the rest of the month, just to get some more stitches in it, because I don't have any goals for that Heaven and Earth with my Whip Go that are like page finishes or anything like that. There's nothing. It's more like hours and stitch counts. So I'm just going to leave that the way it is, and I'm just going to stitch on it whenever I have extra time that will allow me to do that. But as I said, I really want to focus on getting my primary things finished. And you're going to have to give me a second. My boyfriend's phone alarm is going off. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I'm really working hard on trying to finish up these Whip Go goals, and then my Realm of Enchantment cross stitch is going to see a lot of work this year. I really, really want to see, between that and my Epic Pokemon piece, I really want to get a lot of progress done on both of those projects. We will see. But I'm thinking between Whip Go and the Travel the Coast of Australia and stitches, I will have, you know, a lot of progress to show you guys every 2 weeks. So my next project and final project that I have to show you guys for today is my Dolphins Domain by Dimensions. And this is my stitch along piece that I created, the hashtag Stitches for Winter, which this piece is being stitched in memoriam for Winter the dolphin that passed away in November. It's a stitch along that I have running straight through till the 24th of this month. A couple people have joined in, but not too many, and I just think that that's because not too many people were really aware of who Winter was, or I don't know what the situation is there, but it's okay. We're having fun with it anyway, so this is that piece there. And my Whip Go goal for this piece is to, let me bring this back for a second, is to finish this dolphin here, the large dolphin. So if I can finish that this month, I will be good to go. And this piece has seen 78 stitches so far, only because I just pulled it out to stitch on it yesterday. And this is where we are. So I managed to finish a few stitches in this side over here, some half stitches, and then I started on the dolphin in here with the dark gray and the light gray stitching. So that's the 78 stitches, and hopefully this will be back on the Q-Snap again today, and I will hopefully get, you know, more than 78 stitches done on it. So yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. There's work to go in the dolphin, but thankfully it's not like really confetti heavy or anything like that, so it should be easy to like peg out in a couple days maybe. I'm hoping that's the case. So yeah, that is my dolphin piece. And again, the hashtag for that is hashtag stitches for winter on Instagram. It is an Instagram only stitch along. And we are just using winter themed pieces or dolphin pieces, and yeah, so you have a couple of, I guess, a week and a half to join in on that if you would like. And even after the stitch along is officially over, the date's over with, I mean, I really hope that I can just inspire people to work on, you know, their projects that, you know, they miss stitching on. Okay, so now is the whole portion of my video. In the subject of haul, I would like to discuss the fact that I am putting a limit on myself this year as to how much I'm allowed to purchase. In recent years, I've been spending a lot of money on stuff, and a lot of that stuff is still kind of just sitting around and not doing much. And I kind of want to cut back my spending on stash that's just going to sit around and be there. Unless they're like limited edition charts or something like that, then, you know, I think that, you know, or unless they're charts that are like pick it up now because it's getting retired kind of thing, that's a little different. But I think my goal for myself this year is to spend very little on stitching and focus more on saving and stuff like that. This apartment that we're living in is not something that we want to be, we don't want to be here permanently. And so we're really trying to get some savings behind us and pay off some debt and stuff like that. So I'm really trying to focus on saving and less spending. So it's going to be kind of a stitch from stash for me this year. I do have some projects that I may or may not start. We'll see. My free square, obviously, in the Whip Go board for me is going to be a new start, just because it can be. Hopefully I'll have gotten enough progress on a lot of my pieces that I feel that I deserve a new start. And yeah, so on to the haul. I have gotten the Cross Stitcher October 2021 issue with the Emma Congdon on the front, which is gorgeous. And then also this wolf piece up here is another one that was in this magazine that I thought was absolutely amazing and I would like to stitch. It should be fairly easy stitch to do. So I got that. And with that, it came with this little kit of Christmas type little decorations and card pieces, and it comes with all the lovely beads, and there's a charm there as well, and some felt, so that's cute. I'm gonna hang on to that because I probably will stitch those eventually, maybe this coming Christmas, which is quite a ways off, obviously. I will stitch those, so we'll see. And then my boyfriend has told me that he would like to learn to cross stitch, and I thought that getting him a small, simple dimensions kit would be the easiest way to go. One that doesn't have a lot of colors, that doesn't look like too detailed or anything. And so we picked up the Hummingbird Duo, which is very cute. And the reason why we picked this one is because his mother loves hummingbirds. So hopefully he can stitch this up and give it to her as a gift, maybe for her birthday or for Christmas. So that's that we got. And then I placed a final order with Stitch It Central before the new year. I think it was like the beginning of December. And I just got the stuff, I think, in the mail just shortly after the new year. So I purchased Blue Velvet by Ink Circles, which is this lovely piece here. And I also bought 3 packs of bobbins because, as you know, I've been going through my stash and trying to go through all my inventory and get it all properly stashed. And then I actually got some more Classic Colorworks thread for my ink circles pieces. If you remember in my previous videos, I do have the Elemental Dragon series, and I also have, is it Visions of Canada or something like that? Reflections of Canada, I think it's called. And so I just grabbed an extra skein of each color that I was going to use for those projects just to be on the safe side. So for one of those, I've got Hydrangea, which is a beautiful purple blue. And thanks to those of you who mentioned to me the best way to make sure that my colors and flosses and things like that focus, because yeah, I was having a hard time with that. And this is Bejeweled. Lovely greens. This one doesn't quite show up as nicely on camera as it does in person. But. And then we've got Ruby Slippers, which is nice dark reds and light reds. And then this one's quite similar to that. This one's called Ribbon Red, which is a little bit darker, but still beautiful. And then I also got some Key Largo, which is another lovely piece. And then for the blue velvet piece that I just showed you, I got 4, well, I ordered 3, but they sent 5 actually, skeins of the Betty Bluebell. And that's this lovely bluey purple. This skein right here is significantly darker for some reason, not sure why. So I won't be using this one for this project, but I'll use it for something else. But yeah, some very pretty colors. And yeah, Classic Colorworks is great. I haven't used their threads yet, but I have several of them in my stash now. So, and obviously they're the nice vibrant colors. I haven't bought too many of the muted or brown tones or gray tones or anything like that. And then the last thing that I wanted to show you guys today is something new that I've done. As my boyfriend said that he would like to start learning to cross stitch, I told him that I wanted to learn how to use the sewing machine. And if you follow me on Instagram and watch stories, you might have already seen this, because this is the only other place that I posted this. But I made my very own grime guard. I had purchased 2 packs of fabric a while ago and thought, I want to make my own grime guard. So last weekend, my boyfriend and I, pulled out the sewing machine and we cut some fabric. And I made my very own grime guard. Isn't it pretty? It's so sparkly. So this grime guard is actually big enough to fit my 8x8 Q-snap, which is my medium-sized Q-snap, I think. I have 3 different ones. I have a small one, and then I think that's the 6x6, or was it 4x4? I think 6x6, and then I have my 8x8 and then my 11x11. So this fits my 8x8, and it's amazing, and it's very durable, and it stretches well, and there's plenty of space for extra fabric in here. So I'm really pleased with it. It's not perfect, but it works, and it's beautiful, and I just absolutely love it. And I think my goal in the future, maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will have a grime guard giveaway. I will make a grime guard for someone. I have a few fabrics here, and maybe in the future I'll buy more fabrics. Or maybe whoever wins the giveaway can tell me the themes that they enjoy, and I'll try to track down some fabric of that theme and make the grime guard that way. And hopefully maybe by the time I reach 1,000 subscribers, the postage system won't be a complete disaster. I know a lot of people have been having issues with the postal system. I have not seen that yet myself, but you just never know with COVID, so. And then we also created a matching notions bag, which I keep my floss and my pens and stuff into. And It's great. So any paper or anything that I, you know, want to write my stitches down on or something like that while I'm out and about, I'll keep it in here. And yeah, so it's very, very nice, very sparkly. And I will show you guys the other fabrics that I have as well. And then that will be it for me. So just a reminder that these are some of the fabrics that may or may not be a choice for Grime Guard in the future for a lucky subscriber, if and when I decide to have a giveaway. Or, you know, I really don't know. These might not all just be Grime Guards. They might be made into other things. They might be used as backing for certain projects that I complete. Not really sure yet, but I'll show you guys, and then that'll be it for me for today. And these are all sparkly. You might not see it, but they all have sparkle on them. They're very pretty. I saw these and I just had to have them. They were in, you know, those bundles that you can get in Walmart. So pretty. And I just had to have these because I, for some reason lately, have been obsessed with galaxy print. So pretty. I really like this one. This is another favorite. My boyfriend's daughter loves this one. It's got the unicorns on it. I think this one's one of my favorites. The bluey purple cloud. And then the last one with more unicorns. So yeah, and these, let me just show you really quick, are a fair size fabric. They're kind of like a fat, would you call this a fat quarter? Usually what you would get in cross stitch fabric, fat quarter. So yeah, I'm really happy with these fabrics, and I'm really proud of myself that I was able to, you know, use the sewing machine for the first time and to create something that I could use with my own hands. It was a lot of work. It was quite the learning process, but, you know, in the end, I managed to create something amazing for myself, and I use it whenever I can, and I'm just so happy and so proud and glad that I'm doing some new things this year and getting involved with things and trying to become a more organized person. It's going to take some time, but I really, really appreciate each and every one of you for following me along on my stitching journey, and I'm so glad to all of those who comment and take their time out of their day to chat with me or to give me advice or whatever it is. You are all so greatly appreciated, and I just thank each and every one of you for hanging out and being here. So I think that's going to be it for me today. By the end of the month, hopefully you'll see a lot more progress on a couple of more pieces of mine. The next time you see me, I might have revisited my Whipco board, and I will talk about the changes that I've made to that. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys this week. So again, thank you everyone for liking and subscribing and hanging out with me. And if you're, you know, unsure about subscribing, just do it anyway. I'm here to chat and to whatever. So if you guys ever feel like you want to chat or whatever, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'm always available to talk about stitching or whatever. You guys need a shoulder to cry on or something, or I'm open. I'm open, I'm around, I'm willing to help in any way that I can. And yeah, that's going to be everything for me, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.